Well, if you're like us, you got a lot of different size boxes. We've got 17, 27, 40, and 55-gallon totes. So I want to try to organize these because every time I need something, it seems to be in the tote that's on the bottom. So while we're putting away the Christmas stuff, I figure this is a perfect time to build a shelving system for this. These are going to be the floating storage tote setup, but the design is going to be for multiple sizes. The floor in our garage tapers from the back end coming out for whatever reason, so I'm shooting it with a laser level to get everything level and square, and then building up off of that. We also have 11-foot tall ceilings in the garage, so ours might be a little bit taller than yours, so you may not be able to fit quite as many in. So once we got the first level set up, kind of mocked in a couple of shelves, tested them for the proper size to make sure there's clearance, and then just work your way up and add more 2x4s as you go up. I put 2 screws on the left, 2 screws on the right. They're 2¼ inch screws, as you got about 3 inch worth of wood there. They're 2¼ 2½. Just matching the left side to the right side. These are going to be our 17-gallon totes. Test fitting for width. You got to measure the width of the box. The lip is only about 1 inch wide, but the 2x4s are 1.5 inches wide, so you got to make sure you get the right spacing in there. So now we're going to work on the 40-gallon totes. Test fit these. They're going to be a little bit longer, so the right side is going to stick out past where the other ones were, so it's going to be a little bit deeper. And then the left side, I'm actually going to space out the 2x4s to a deeper depth to more closely match the length of these. I like to lay out my 2x4s ahead of time, set the screws in them. Like I said, 2 on each end, staggered. This way, when I go to put them up, I'm not trying to start screws. I can just hold the board in place and zap it down. I also prefer using the star head screws. My son decided to bring me out some water for a drink. It's always nice having a helping hand. So here we're going to add a 2x4 to the top in the back to hold our width so that the frameworks aren't going to move around. The front we were able to tie into the overhead raptors to give them some strength so they don't move around, but the back side is free floating at this point, so this is going to tie all of that together. So now we're going to start on the 55-gallon totes. These are the largest of what we have. I'm going to keep the spacing of the rails the same as I did for the 40s for these 55s. They don't really stick out that much further. The little bit of extra isn't going to do anything. So get all the boards preset. 2 screws per, same as the rest. Make sure everything's level. Double check measurements. And then we'll send these on up. So the 55s are done. We got the spacing set for the 27s now. The right side is going to be longer just because the spacing for the 55s brought that first 2x4 out. The 2x4 on the left will be standard depth for the 27s. We have multiple brands of these totes also. They're all similar in size, but not the same. We got Costco brand, whatever they sell at Costco, whatever they sell at Sam's Club, Home Depot, Lowe's. They're similar, but spacing's, I don't know, maybe a half an inch difference. So just find your widest tote, and the other ones will still fit in there too. So I used 10 by 2.5 inch screws, multi-material with the star head, like I was saying. I went through about 4 pounds worth.